Okay, we're going to do some text animation using multiple scenes. So let me show you what we're going to have first. So command return to test the movie. Do what you love, love what you do, and fading out. So it's pretty simple animation. Let's take a look what we have. So there are two scenes. By default, this Animate CC will play multiple scenes from the top scene to the bottom scene, by an order. So this is scene number one. We have fading in effect. Something's coming in, the love. So that's the last keyframe of this first scene. And then once scene number one or any first scene is completed, it jumps to scene number two, the next scene. And fading out. Okay, so let's start it from this file. This is the file I made quickly. I want to have a different name. Background. Okay, so I have multiple layers, and each layer has a word. This is the background layer for my paper background. Oh, I need to change my movie size. 640 by 480. Okay. And this is a do layer. What you do, what you do, love, line 1 and line 2. Okay, so first we're going to apply the motion tween for each one, each layer. Insert motion tween, insert motion tween, insert motion tween, motion tween, motion tween, motion tween, and then I will insert the keyframe at the end for all layers. So select all layers, make sure your playhead on the at the end, the last keyframe, and F6. Okay, so maybe from now on I'm going to apply any type of animation, any type of a motion tween I want to. So first, my background layer, I want to have a fading in. To make it fade in, select color effect, alpha value starting from the 0% and back to 100. So my background image fades in. Okay, and first word on top, do transform window, and I want to make it 300% larger, and also I want to have it make it fade in. So back to 100. So do. Okay, so I will repeat the same thing for each word except the love and these two lines. So what you transform 300, same value, so I can keep the visual consistency, and alpha value from 0% to 100. So do what? I will skip the love for now, and we'll do the same thing for what you transform 300%, alpha value 0. Huh? No, sorry. Okay, by accident I clicked the wrong one. Okay, what? 300. Alpha from 0 to 100. Same thing for the do. %300 larger. Alpha value from 0 to 100. Okay. And the last word for the love, I want to have a little different kind of opposite effect. Starting from the really small size, like a 10% smaller, but still fade in. I guess I kind of opposite. And those two lines, line number 1 or line number 2, this is line number 1, slide in from the left, and line number 2 from the right. So it happens, everything happens at the same time. Now I'm going to assign a kind of a little bit slightly different timeline. So do and what. No. Do and what. I want to make them fade in after my background image fade in. Okay. Do the same thing for the bottom do and what. And for the love, after that, okay, and the line in line 2, there will be sliding in at the end. Okay, so it looks kind of weird because we're missing everything once it comes in. So since the 95 or 96, frame number 96 is the last frame, let me highlight all empty frames on the bottom layers, insert a keyframe so I can keep everything in position. Play love lines. So that's it. It looks okay, but still I have a lot of possibilities. I may have a different order, or I can make it even slower. And then, so let me say this is done. And then I want to have kind of a linked sequence after this by using the scene number 2. Maybe I can keep adding and adding and adding, and then but it's not kind of manageable. It's not easy to go back and forth. So what I'm gonna do is, let me select maybe first my bottom layer. Let me copy Command C, and then open the scene panel. If you don't see that, it's under the Windows menu and scene. let me create a new scene, scene number 2. I may leave it as a scene number 2, or you can rename it, really doesn't matter. And let me paste in place the background, Command Shift V. Let me go back to scene number 1. I'm going to copy everything but my background. And so copy, Command C, and back to scene number 2. New layer, and Command Shift V, paste in place. Okay, so this first image on my first keyframe of scene number 2 is the exactly the same image, same shot from the last keyframe of a scene number 1. So we're kind of linking. Okay, scene number 2. Okay, now from here I can do whatever I want. Just let me do this. Scene number 2, I will select everything. Let me group it, Command G, and then insert motion tween, F6, no, F6, insert a keyframe, insert another keyframe, F6, and maybe one more, and F6. So I made a few more keyframes, and let me just extend my background layer so I can keep the same background image. So maybe from here, I don't know. Let me just flip it using the free transform tool. And then I want to make it fade out. Alpha value down to 0. I have to check each keyframe. 100, 100, 100. So, and fade out. Okay, so what's going to happen is from scene number 1, once it plays and hits the last keyframe of scene number 1, which is this scene, and it will jump to scene number 2, which starts with the image of the last keyframe of scene number 1, and fade out. Okay, so let's test the movie. Command return. Now this is a scene number 2, fade out. This is a scene number 1, last keyframe, and it starts the scene number 2 right away. Okay, so that's it.